Alright, everyone, welcome back. Episode 5 of our Queek Modest Skaven campaign. We are continuing our war against Karakazul. We had some pretty good battles last episode. Now we're just kind of waiting for Belagar eventually to come after us. He's over here. And Scarsnake did have an army up here, but I don't know exactly where it went. He might have retreated a little bit. But we've got an army there in ambush chance. We've got our garrisons being upgraded, so we should be able to hold out. Although we're getting close to rebellion, so let's switch this over to control. This one can stay on food for now, though. But let's go back to our Siege of Karakazul, and we'll do with this real fast. Let's put the armor piercing on some of our storm vermin with swords, and we'll go in. Queek leads the attack on Karakazul. Got 3 chieftains on Bonebreakers, lots of storm vermin. Playcall Catapult already starting to get some shots off of these corridors on the walls. We decided to deploy most of our army on this side because there's no towers over here on this part of the wall, so if we can get there fast enough, hopefully we won't take too much damage. Although these storm vermin with halberds are getting pelted both by corridors and the towers because they do not have shields. That's a prime target for them. But we Vanguard deployed. Our assassin and our gutter runners are on this side so they can start to get behind the enemy walls and take some control points. Other than that, the dwarf army is led by a dwarf lord along with a few units as part of the garrison, or maybe just him plus the garrison. The garrison's not bad. Dwarf warriors, fair amount of quarrelers, some longbeards. Dwarf units are pretty resilient, especially in a siege when they get that extra 10 leadership from the control point up here. So they can be pretty nasty if we have to fight them in prolonged combat. But we've pulled our catapult out of range of the towers now, so it's just the corridors that we have to worry about. Although they are really putting a hurt on this storm vermin. They've lost... Oh, these are the slingers. They've lost 40 units. Where's my storm vermin over here? Yeah, they lost... 36 guys, but they took a lot of damage. So right now we're just waiting for our bone breakers to get through the walls. Meanwhile, our slingers will start to get some shots off now. Don't really do a lot of armor piercing, so we're going to try to target units that don't have shields, hopefully. Get them in the back so they take a little bit more damage that way. But catapult proven to be a very, very useful and valuable unit in this campaign so far. It has basically won some battles for us just from its mass damage and the fact that it actually does an extra minus 10 leadership penalty, so it does minus 20 leadership in total for whatever it hits, which is pretty nuts. But Skaven assassin over the walls start going after the first capture point, while our gutter runners are still kind of clombing over the walls little bit by little bit, but they're going to take this gate in the meantime. But the dwarves have noticed that we've started to take some stuff, so they're starting to pull back a little bit and maybe send some units over that way. But corridors managed to do a fair amount of damage to our storm vermin and stuff, but ooh yeah, big shot right there where Playcall Catapult, big damage on some longbeards and dwarf warriors with great weapons, which are nice, because these guys have enough armor piercing to get through our storm vermin. The longbeards are just really, really nasty to take down, just because they last forever with their 100 armor and massive leadership. Yeah, the dwarf lord kind of pulling back. He's like, I gotta find out where the Skaven assassin is and take him out. I shot. That one was a little bit over, but gates have about, what, a little over 10% left. A few more hits. They'll get through on that side. Over here, this guy's by himself, so he's got a little while to go, because not quite half health on the gate yet. But the corridors shooting our storm vermin with shields, so they are not taking a whole lot of damage from that. Yeah, but they've started to move a lot of units over here. Find out where our guys are. But we're finally through the gates now. That's going to allow us to push in, shut down their range units with our chieftains, and our storm vermin into position so they can actually start fighting these guys. Warlock Engineer, we were kind of saving his magic for the start, because until we get them in melee, the AI is really good at dodging spells. Oh, nice shot. That was like dead on. Yeah, Queek and the Chieftain just quickly wrecking these quarrelers. But our assassin has made it to the leadership control point, and he'll start to take that. Our gutter runners are starting to make their way up, but they still have a few stragglers, so they're going to take a little bit longer than normal because of that. But not much of a resistance left over at the gate. We've severely weakened a lot of the units through artillery and some ranged fire, although this unit of dwarf warriors with great weapons, they were on the walls, so they were protected for a little bit, but they decided to come down to start attacking some of our storm vermin, so we send Queek and one of our chieftains back to deal with them. Over here, storm vermin. Now got the little stunties into combat. Storm vermin, let's compare their stats. So our storm vermin have way more melee attack, 31 more melee attack, more melee defense, fair amount of weapon strength, and their leadership's awesome because of our mod. Because these guys have survived quite a bit, so they have pretty high rank. And we were able to recruit them at a decent rank too. But yeah, we take the leadership point, which is really, really nice, but they're sending lots of stuff to come after us. So the assassin's going to go up here to the victory point for a little bit. Try to get some of that taken down, while the rest of our forces deal with the little stragglers that are protecting the gates. And so we can get on some of these control points, get our ranged units inside, and start to do more damage with them. Yeah, with the chieftains just constantly rear charging these guys, it is doing lots and lots of work against the dwarves. They don't cause terror, unfortunately, but they still do a fair amount of damage. They have Frenzy, they have Guardian, so they're very good if you pair them up, along with their Verminous Valor ability, which is like a big explosion that lets them hopefully get out of stuck infantry if they're in it too long. Yeah, Longbeards doing okay against the chieftain, but with the storm vermin coming in now, they are not going to last very long because they were already severely hurt from artillery and ranged fire. Yeah, just look at them getting demolished. Storm vermin racking up some kills, only 28 so far, but it's mostly just clean up. Chieftains get pretty good though. Menace below, first one, dropping down on these quarrelers just to try to shut them down for a little bit, keep them from getting their missiles off. While our storm vermin come around and start to get some flanks on some guys. Chieftains being really, really awesome in this campaign, actually. Their mobility and mass just being awesome at getting through a lot of infantry. But dwarf infantry is not super... I mean, it has pretty good mass. But when we face greenskins have a lot more mass, so they can be hard to push through. Yeah, our gutter runners were coming up to help for a little bit, but I didn't quite notice that they had gotten caught in melee because they weren't in skirmish mode. So some longbeards and dwarf warriors trying to get on top of them. That is actually a good target for them because we don't have great armor, although our melee defense is pretty high. So we're going to pull them back, drop a menace below to try to tie them up while they run away. Quarrelers are back online, though, get some shots off of the storm vermin, so we are going to send in our chieftains there. Just a big old body slam. That was like a, what do you call it, belly flop. That was a big old belly flop in those quarrelers. Ooh. Yeah, dwarf warrior, or dwarf lord, not quite sure what he wants to do. Our assassin, capturing points. He hasn't had to fight anyone yet with his sneaky little tactics, but yeah, play call catapults. Look at their leadership just get demolished because of that. Yeah, -10 from artillery and -10 from contaminated for the ammunition for the play call catapults. Man, those are so good. I always forget about that. But there's not really any dwarf resistance left besides these two units and the dwarf lord, but we've taken enough control points and they've lost quite a bit in balance of power that they may not last much longer once we actually start to deal some damage to the lord. So we decided to send our chieftains in after him, try to get that damage in as soon as possible. Queek's still a while behind, though, because he's on foot. He does not have the speed of these guys. The Dwarf Lord, he should be able to do a fair amount of damage to this guy. He doesn't have a whole lot of armor piercing, but the Chieftains only have 75 armor, so it's not super high. So he's still going to be able to do a fair amount of damage, which we are seeing. But with the... oh, nice attack right there by the other Chieftain coming in. With the steel chair, as Turn would like to say if you guys watch him. He's a great content creator for Total War. But Dwarf Lord taking big hit after big hit. Yeah, look at that. He's just getting demolished by the team up of all these characters. Storm Vermin are making the way in, but not even going to need it. There's army losses, and we'll use the last little bit to kill this Lord for some extra experience. Ah, not that bad. Pretty much all the casualties we took were from towers and targeted quarters on these Storm Vermin, but not too shabby. Okay, we have a bunch of food. We can occupy it at tier 5. We can occupy it at tier 5. I forgot the Skaven can do that. Even if the settlement from the previous owner is not that high, you can occupy it at tier 5. Do tier... yeah, we'll do it at tier 5. Why not? That might be a terrible mistake, but... Queek's army can pretty much handle anything. As long as we don't lose stuff down here, we'll be okay. But let's start building this stuff up so we can defend it. Only at tier 2 for this, but that's okay. Can we get another hero here? We can get another chieftain. There. We can get sorcerers now too. It's only Clan Eshin sorcerers, but we'll do one of them because that's a really good trait. We'll get rid of these two red for now because they're expensive. I think we can do without them. Let's get another chieftain so we can start leveling him up. Oh, we don't have money for it. Okay, we'll do it next turn. But for Queek, yeah, man, our Storm Vermin are already really good. I don't know if I necessarily need that right away. Might be worth it to go down here and get, like, upkeep reductions and post-battle loot, actually. I think that's more worth it. So to get Draft Master, we have to spend one more skill here. Looting settlements, yeah. We definitely want to get that because we loot settlements no matter what when we take them, so that will give us a little more income. And our chieftains... keep going on. Melee defense. Once we get Colossal Strike, then we'll go back and start doing armor. But for now, just more HP. Speed or weapon strength? Let's just do HP. Okay, for our Warlock Engineer, Ballistic Calibration. Not that great for what we have for ranged units in this army, but it will be good later on. Our Assassin, Venomous Blades, ooh, poison attacks, that's going to be really nice. We're getting a Rebellion. Oh, we're getting a Rebellion here because of the food. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, well, we can keep this on food then. Because we're going to get a Rebellion anyway, so might as well get some more food out of it so we can get rid of this huge penalty. But we know that we need money so we can spend our growth here too. But Karakazul should be down to one settlement now. Oh, Black Crag is controlled. Oh, never mind. That Gorfing starts with control of Black Crag. I was like, oh, he took control of Black Crag, but no, he starts with that. So. No Belagar yet. Okay, yeah, Karakazul should be pretty much dead. I don't know if we can reach the Zero of Doom this turn, though. Well, there's... Okay, that's not Skarsnik, though. But he does have another full army around here somewhere. Okay, technology, though. We got more control. We have leadership. Awesome. Yeah, for other technologies, there's something else that's worthwhile. Campaign movement range, Guardian for Storm Vermin, Casualty replenishment, local recruitment's pretty good. Growth in income, food capacity, and food per turn. Growth. We'll probably do this one unless we find something else that's more useful. The extra magic item drop chance and control might be really nice, though. You could go to Clan Eshin. I don't think there was anything I was super crazy about. Yeah, so what about here? Leadership for Clan Rats, leadership for Storm Vermin, missile resist during siege, leadership during siege, income from sacking, Storm Vermin melee attack, melee defense of Skaven slaves, income from pulse battle loot, only 5% though. Yeah, I think our Storm Vermin are pretty strong. We haven't had to face, I don't know. Because if we have to fight a lot of greenskin infantry, it might be necessary to have more leadership, I think. We'll do that one. Let's get that other hero before I forget. Oh, we can get him, yeah. For Chieftain, Weapon Master, Cunning. Cunning's great for the extra ambush success chance. But with this guy's army, we should be able to get this auto-resolve victory if we get an ambush. Yeah. Oh, we have the Summit Garrison to help out too. No problem. We need food though, so we get out of these negative penalties. Sword of Strife, not bad. Get public order under control for a little bit, and then we'll try to push up this way once we can get some better units. Leveling up our Gracer though. Yeah, let's keep going after spells till we get Arcane Conduit. Chieftain. More melee defense. Assassin. Yeah, pretty much always want melee defense first. I don't need training because our other chieftain already has it. Warlock Engineer though. We have magic with our Gracer, so let's go down mobility and then his buff line for the army. Our Eshin Sorcerer though. Scouting. Not overly fond with their magic lore. I think I've said that before, but... Alright, yeah, let's use that money on that growth. Kirk Asgal. All of this stuff is tier 3 now. So now we just need to save growth for over there. Hey, Belagar, he's taking territory, but I'm not sure from who. He's only at war with me and Skarsnik, so... I don't know. Something janky's going on. Okay. Does this guy have enough movement range to make it to Karak Azul? He does not. Wait, does he? It's hard to tell. No, he can make it to right here. Okay, that's all I needed to know, because I don't want him to take care of Gazul while we're building stuff there. So let's go take the Ziggurat of Doom and wipe out this store faction. Oh, there's a Clan Rictus too. I kind of want to sack it, but I won't have enough movement range to occupy it if I do that, I believe. So we're just going to occupy it at tier 1. Let's get this thing under control, because we're going to get a rebellion. Which might be bad, because the garrison's not all the way healed. Got some more Regims of Renown available. Everything we want to build. More growth, sure. More control, sure, since we're having trouble with rebellions. Okay, this will give us that stuff. This is slightly more income, so let's do that one first. Karakazul, I'm not going to spend money to repair this stuff, but is there something that's worth building in the meantime? Oh, we should get like this stuff though. Yeah, so I'm not going to spend money on upgrading anything at the moment then. Let's get some other buildings going. We don't have any plague stuff yet, so that's a good one, I think. Or Clan Molder? I don't think we have Clan Molder stuff yet. Yeah, we do not have Clan Molder stuff yet, so let's do those two. Access to that one yet. Wait, no, I must have this somewhere. Because that unlocks... Oh, never mind, that's over here. Yeah, so we don't have that one yet. We'll upgrade our salt, because that's a little bit more income. Does Clan Rictus want to trade with us? Not quite. He's Operswood. Sure, why not? Continue to build more income there. Not likely to declare war on us anyway. We're probably not going to go over that direction for a little bit, so. Week's level 18. Right, Draft Master. I still don't know where Skarsnik is. But we'll figure that out afterwards. Yeah, we're getting a rebellion here. We'll deal with that. Rebellion dealt with there. Okay. Okay, there's Skarsnik. I don't know if it will allow us to bypass this first army and go after Skarsnik, though. But I guess we'll look and see in both armies. Because if we can get an ambush on Skarsnik and not have to worry about this guy right away, because he won't be able to reinforce in an ambush. Okay, this rebellion's happening no matter what. Unless I don't take any income from it for a turn. Let's switch this over for a little bit to get some... I guess we're already on control. This is built in... Oh, I guess this is already here. So once the rating goes away and the provincial stability will be able to handle it. I guess if we get rid of this army, because how much negative public order are we taking from rating? -5, yeah. So if we deal with the army, we should be able to keep taxing it. Let's level these guys up first, though. Yeah, Colossal Strike at bonus first large versus Greenskins is going to be really nice. For a Warlock Engineer, more ammo or range for nearby units, speed or doom rocket ability. Let's take the extra ammo, actually, especially for our catapult. That helps out quite a bit. But yeah, we can't make it to Skarsnik this turn, so that's unfortunate. So we're gonna have to fight both of them. This guy's got some Black Orcs, or Biggins, Squigs, Spiders, a couple Bolt Throwers, but they're not terrible. Well, they are terrible, actually. Don't ever recruit these. These are a bad unit. But not bad for us to fight. But this one does have some Rock Lobbers, which are nastier, plus 5 things of Black Orcs. Come on, Skarsnik, you gotta represent the Night Goblins. But Black Orcs are gonna be scary, because they're gonna beat our Storm Vermin if we're not careful. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, Parrot Victory. If we auto-resolve it and we lose all of our Storm Vermin but 1. Let's look at the map. Because as long as we don't get flanked by this mobility, we should be okay. Because then we can group up their infantry and hit them with magic. And we can deal with the artillery with Menace Below. I don't know where his reinforcement point is, because if he's over here, it'll be hard to defend this side, but if I can force him in through this side, that'll be great. We're going to take some extra uses of Menace Below. As we start with 6, let's do like 10, because this battle might be difficult. Alright, for our next major battle against the Greenskins, we have the first army led by a Night Goblin War Boss, but he's got a Black Orc Big Boss, and Queek is, or not Queek, Skarspeak is coming in with pretty good army, 5 things of Black Orcs, 2 of them being great weapons, the other 3 sword and shield, or axe and shield. But he's also got a Black Orc Big Boss, Goblin Rock Lavas, some Pump Wagons, pretty good units, lots of Black Orcs, lots of heavy infantry and stuff that has good damage like Biggins. They don't have shields, but they do lots of damage and they have bonus versus large. Not going to be a major issue for us. Our only large units are the Chieftains, so as long as we don't get them into a bad spot, they should be okay. But the Greenskin reinforcements coming in about a minute, so we're going to send our Chieftains in, try to get a few little skirmish attacks off. The starting army does have 2 things of Goblin Bolt Throwers, which are terrible because they have really bad accuracy, but if they do hit, they do okay damage. So as long as we dodge them, though, not going to be a huge issue. Over here for our main force, we have Queek and another Chieftain along with our Assassin and Warlock Engineer kind of holding the fort. We decided to fight on this side and not go for the attack because they have a lot more numbers than we do, which is strange for this Skaven. But we have a nice little choke point here, and we can force them into the woods if they try to come around that side with large units to debuff them a little bit. But there's a pretty wide open flank over here, so if they do decide to come around with their fast units like their cavalry and their pump wagons, we could be in trouble. So I've deployed a lot of our storm vermin, kind of as a defensive barrier around us. And we have one up here in the front who will eventually plug this hole right there, but I kept him back just in case the Greenskin artillery decides to try to get some kills on our storm vermin, which we want to reduce as much as possible. Right now, Goblins just taking some charges from these Chieftains. Initially had them try to push in and get on these Goblin Bolt Throwers, but not a great option with all these Black Orcs and characters coming in, so we decided to just pull them back, be a little bit safe with them. But lots of mobility still. Yeah, Pump Wagons, these guys have spiky rollers, so if they do get on top of stuff, they lower the armor by quite a bit. And their bonus infantry will be really nasty on Storm Vermin, even on the Halberds, if they do get a good charge and negate our charge defense. But Greenskins are not attacking yet, they're just trying to get their forces arrayed. But we're going to try to get some Menace Belows in just a second, shut down these Rock Lavas, because these are much more dangerous than the Bolt Throwers. So we can't let them be online for a long time, or else they're going to be a problem. And if we do take care of them, that is going to force the Greenskin infantry to advance on us. So we're going to get our first Menace Below, try to shut them down, get them off the artillery if possible. But very quickly, yeah, those Snotling Pump Wagons coming in for rear charge on our Menace Below, and they just demolish them. Yeah, that rear charge is just going to devastate the leadership of these guys, which it just barely managed to hold up. But not for long. So we do get some damage off the Goblin Rock Lobbers, but they are still on the artillery pieces, so ineffective until now. But our Chieftains get a little bit of a fight against this Black Orc Big Boss. They do have Colossal Strike, which is on cooldown at the moment, so we're going to pull them back so they get that back to get that extra bonus large to get through his melee defense, because he is hard to hit. 61 melee defense, lots of armor. He is very fast though, so he's going to chase our Chieftain and get a few little attacks on him, which I do notice, so we're going to maybe decide to go after him, but he decides to go back, I guess. Getting a little scared. We do send Queek and the other Chieftain forward in case he decides to come back. We have a fair amount of magic, but I don't want to risk sending in our Warlock Engineer without more help. He is going to make his way, but we're going to have these things to guard him so we can get some good Warp Lightning down on Black Orcs as they come in. Our Plague Catapult has pretty good range, 400. But nothing's quite in range yet. When it comes in, we're going to have to target this heavy armor because we do not have anything to deal with it. Storm Vermin, pretty good stats, but they don't have a lot of armor piercing to get through that massive Black Orc armor. So it's going to come down to magic and artillery for that. Another menace below. Trying to get on these rock lobbers once again. Squigs coming in. Black Orc Big Boss. This time they do survive a little bit longer. But, yeah, not quite enough. But instead of going after the infantry, we're going to send all of our chieftains over, try to get on some of their large units to use that Colossal Strike. The big boost in damage and bonus large help them get through those units with large amounts of melee defense. But they have started to split up a little bit, spreading very wide formation. This side's got some squigs, spider riders, orc biggins, and I think some black orcs. Yeah, black orcs with great weapons. So if the great weapons get in, the black orcs with shields and axes aren't a huge deal. They still do a fair amount of damage, but not as much armor piercing. With these great weapon variants, where can I find one? Yeah, they're pretty much all armor piercing, so they will annihilate Storm Vermin if we're not careful. But chieftains get a quick little skirmish on these Sutton pump wagons, manage to take out 2 models. But we don't want to get caught by this infantry because these are orc biggins with their bonuses large and lots of armor piercing. We'll allow them get through our chieftains who don't have a great amount of armor. But they're getting swarmed now by squigs and these Sutton pump wagons, which do have a lot of mass, so it's going to be hard for us to escape if we're not careful. But the rest of the green screen forces are advancing now. Our Warlock Engineer, we brought him up to help if we found a good target for some Warp Lightnings. But not quite so far, and these Sutton pump wagons look like they're going after him, so we decide to pull him back so we don't lose him, because he is going to be key to winning this battle. So the chieftain's going to try to tie these guys down. These 2 over here, though, trying to pull them out, but they are getting stuck by that large amount of mass from these units. Even with their Verminous Valor, it's going to be hard, because unlike, I think, Krokgar's one, I think Krokgar gives some extra mass to push through. Well, this one doesn't. It just disrupts the formation. But one of these guys actually does have, well, let's see if I can find it. Does have the Warpstone armor, so it is doing a little bit of damage over time, which is awesome, which I completely forgot about. So I'm very happy to see that. Yeah, Sutton pump wagons trying to catch up to our Warlock Engineer. Chieftain is tying him down, keeping him from getting on top of him. Queek's going to come in, try to get some extra kills too, because Queek can kill basically one of these Sutton pump wagons each time he hits them. Not quite, pretty close, since he does 500 weapon strength. But there we go. Artillery start to do some work now, targeting those Black Orcs. Biggest threat for this battle. Guy's taking a little bit of damage over time from the Warpstone armor. But another menace below, trying to shut down these Goblin Bolt Throwers and Rock Clobbers that have been kind of on top of one another. Not too much to support them this time. These 4 Goblin Spider Riders get there, but don't get a great charge off, so our leadership does maintain for a little bit, although some Orc Air Boys have managed to turn around and start getting some hot shots off of them. On this flank, Squigs and Forest Riders coming in, along with some Orc Biggins, and I think a Black with the Black Orc with the Great Weapons. Over here, we've moved our Storm Vermin up to try to brace a little bit. These guys don't have charge defense because they're only sword and shield, but I need the mass to block these guys so then our chieftains can get better hits off on them. But chieftain over here has managed to get caught. We're trying to pull him through, but I accidentally pulled him through some Black Orcs, which is not great. So I decided to change my mind very, very quickly. I do not want him to get pinned down by that stuff. And look at this. Greenskins have not positioned themselves very well. Lots of expensive units tied up right on top of one another. The Playcock Catapult's getting some nice shots off now. Although that one does miss. That's a great one right there. Yeah, I get some nice damage on these Black Orcs. Lots of units try to come around the flank though, so this positioning for our Storm Vermin can be very, very important. We have these guys in the woods to block off a little gap between this little hole right there. But our slingers starting to be able to get some shots off now that the greenskin units have come into range. But, yeah. Those shots by the Playclaw Catapult, very, very important. Another menace below. We get on top of the Rock Lobbers and unit of Orc Arrow Boys, so 2 for 1. On this side, though, our chieftains are a teeny bit out of position. They are not being supported by our Storm Vermin right now, so that's not a great spot. And some of these Forest Goblins trying to push through and get on top of our Skaven Slingers. But now our Warlock Engineer is going to start to show his worth and get some massive damage with magic. Yeah, Black Orcs taking a fair amount of damage. Not too many kills yet, but lots of damage from our artillery. Over on this side, Black Orc Big Boss leading one of the charges with some Black Orcs. He's getting some kills on our Storm Vermin, but we are holding out so far. We have our Assassin, who can come over and help him in just a second. But our Gutter Runners also, they have okay armor piercing. Oh, wrong one. Compared to Slingers, not a whole lot, only 2, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, Warp Lightning, do some work. For the Greenskins, Bolt Throwers are still online. These Rock Lobbers are still online, although they're down to 2 artillery pieces. But we have managed to rout this one, which is awesome. And luckily for us, they decide not to exploit much of this avenue over here. They're sending the bulk of their infantry in to go after our characters and our Storm Vermin. We did summon a Menace below to try to give us a little bit of breathing room for our chieftains to pull them back. But kind of a mosh pit right here. Hard to see exactly what's going on, but big Warp Lightning right there. Yeah, this Black Orc Big Boss just getting dominated by Queek and the Chieftains. Skarsnik as well, not doing well. His low armor is not going to help him. Storm Vermin will damage him. We decided to bring another unit of Storm Vermin up because these guys were taking damage very, very quickly by the combination of all the Black Orcs and arrows and stuff. But man, yeah, look at our Playclaw Catapults. They've used about 3/4 of their ammunition. Only 162 kills, but 2,400 value, basically. So they're putting in a lot of the legwork, even if they're not getting kills. Over here, our Assassin comes in, support these Storm Vermin as they fight the Black Orcs with great weapons. He very quickly does lots of damage to this Black Orc Big Boss. Doing awesome. He does have poison attacks as well. Over here, Greenskins keeping some units in reserve, it appears, for some reason. But our defensive lines have worked out for the most part, although these Orc Biggins trying to come around flank a little bit. Our Warlock Engineer also providing some extra accuracy, if I can find the ability, to our range units with ballistic calibrations. That's very nice. Gives our artillery a little bit more value. And his Warp Lightning has been pretty great so far. Skarsnik got out, but he's coming back for more apparently. And our Chief is just doing awesome. Lots of value, not too many kills, but they've been great at taking out characters and weakening all the Greenskin infantry. One of Black Orcs decides to come back, though. Try to protect these Orc Arrow Boys, which they're going to decimate that Menace below. But Chieftain decides to try to chase his Black Orc Big Boss. I didn't notice quite initially, though, that he's a little bit faster than us. He has 60 speed, and we have 60 speed, but we're not going to catch him until we get close enough to get the charge bonus, the speed up from charging. But the Greenskin reserves on the end have managed to come back and push in. But the Storm Vermin took quite a bit of damage fighting those Black Orcs with great weapons. Took, what, 3/4 of their health down, along with most of their models. But we have other Storm Vermin, especially some with halberds, to come support these, the fight against these Forest Goblin Spider Artists, that's what I mean, and Biggins, along with some Squigs that came in early, although they got decimated. So Assassin going to use his speed to keep chasing after our Biggin. One unit of Forest Goblin Spider Artists does manage to catch me unaware, though, and shuts down some of my Skaven Slingers, but we did bring one of our Storm Vermin back to help them out. Yeah, artillery, so useful. Down to last shot though, but got 3,000 value, done so much damage. Greenskin infantry finally collapses. Scarsnick, barely any health. Night Goblin Warboss, barely any health. We'll use that last little bit of our time to chase down some of these units and kill off Scarsnick. Well, heroic victory, actually. That could have gone much, much worse. We were able to deal with, at least group up a lot of the infantry and deal with a lot of the characters pretty easily, but... And if the Black Orcs could have been in combat a lot longer, they would have just eaten through our storm vermin. And we were able to catch their pump wagons and squigs pretty early on. So that also helped that they didn't come around for flanks for the most part, but that was an expensive battle. Okay, we actually get a fair amount of replenishment, so we're going to take that for the army. Scarsnick's army will be wiped out because it was in March stance. Queek, yeah, let's go for post-battle loot. Health and melee defense for you guys. The other guys who don't have training, now we're going to go back to armor. And our Warlock Engineer, let's finish off ammunition since we pretty much ran out of ammunition in that battle. Okay, our Assassin Concealment Bombs is pretty nice. Let's go for more melee defense. Let's finish this army off. This one we really don't get a whole lot of replenishment, so we're going to take food. And do we push into Queek Peaks now? I think we kind of have to. Oh, actually... I could move forward in encampment stance. I think I actually want to build up our magic a little bit more first. Because we're going to have to deal with this rebellion as well. So let's come right outside the capital, so it doesn't have a chance to attack. But now we have some funds, so let's start to use some of it. Asgal, you're close to getting a rebellion. Crooked Fang Fort, same with you. Let's buff the stuff that's going to help our public order. Income. That's about all of our income. This gives us more growth. Sure, why not? We don't have that in this province yet. Assassin, finish off replenishment troops. And this guy... We've dealt with Scarsnick stuff, so let's start coming down this way. So we can deal with that rebellion. Oh, I don't need training. So we already have it with someone else for this army. Alright, yep, and we know about the rebellion. It's just... This done real fast. This turn, and that's probably a good spot, to, unless there's something major that happens over the engine. Good spot to end this episode. I'm still excited to see Belagar, because he's definitely taking territory somewhere. I'm just not sure where or who from. Yeah. Oh, we could... Oh, this is part of the, one of the mods that lets you be able to take some of the ruins. We're gonna hide and wait for now. Yeah, that's a great spot to end episode 5. I will see you guys in episode 6. Have a great day.